50% of is equal to 250. A 400. B 500. C 800. D 1000. The correct answer is 500. 395 rupees are divided among A, B and C in such a manner that B gets 25% more than A and 20% more than C. The share of A is A 80 rupees, B 95 rupees, C 120 rupees, D 135 rupees. The correct answer is 120 rupees. The price of a certain item is increased by 10%. If a consumer wants to keep his expenditure on the item same as before, how much percent must he reduce his consumption of that item? A 31.11%, B 51.11%, C 91.11%, D 121.11%. The correct answer is 91.11%. 3 candidates in all election received 1,136, 7,636 and 11,628 votes respectively. What percentage of the total votes did the winning candidate get? A 45%, B 51%, C 53%, D 57%. The correct answer is 57%. If the numerator of a fraction is increased by 150% and the denominator is increased by 300%, the resultant fraction is 5/16. What is the original fraction? A half, B a quarter, C 3/4, D 1/5. The correct answer is a half. The value of a plant depreciates by 10% annually. If the present value of the plant is Rs 1 lakh, then what will be its value after 3 years? A Rs 43,800, B Rs 55,900, C Rs 68,100, D Rs 72,900. The correct answer is Rs 72,900. In an election between two candidates, 75% of the voters cast their votes, out of which 4% of the voters were declared invalid. A candidate got 9,261 votes, which were 75% of the total valid votes. The total number of voters enrolled in that election was A 16,832, B 17,150, C 18,460, D 18,865. The correct answer is 17,150. Fresh grapes contains 80% water while dry grapes contain 10% water. If the weight of dry grapes is 250 kilograms, what is the total weight when it was fresh? A 980 kg, B 1020 kg, C 1125 kg, D 1235 kg. The correct answer is 1125 kg. If the numerator of a fraction is increased by 120% and the denominator is increased by 130%, the resultant fraction is 4/15. What is the original fraction? A 33/165, B 41/165, C 46/165, D 51/165. The correct answer is 46/165. Fresh fruit contains 60% water and dry fruit contains 20% water. How much dry fruit can be obtained from 200 kg of fresh fruit? A 90 kg, B 100 kg, C 110 kg, D 120 kg. The correct answer is 100 kg. A reduction of 20% in the price of rice enables a person to buy 3.5 kg more rice for 385 rupees. The original price of the rice is A 25 rupees and 50 paise kg, B 26 rupees kg, C 27 rupees and 50 paise kg, D 28 rupees and 50 paise kg. The correct answer is 27 rupees and 50 paise kg. The quantity of water that should be added to reduce 10 ml lotion containing 60% alcohol to a lotion containing 40% alcohol is A 5 ml, B 8 ml, C 11 ml, D 13 ml. The correct answer is 5 ml. In 2 successive years, 200 and 150 students of a school appeared at the final examination. Respectively 70% and 60% of them passed. The average rate of pass is A 63.25%, B 65.12%, C 65.71%, D 66.10%. The correct answer is 65.71%. In 2 successive years, 180 students of a school appeared at the final examination. Respectively 75% and 60% of them passed. The average rate of fail is A 28.75%, B 31.66%, C 32.54%, D 37.45%. The correct answer is 31.66%. The price of petrol is increased by 20%. By how much percent a car owner should reduce his consumption of petrol so that the expenditure on the petrol would not be increased? A 13 2/3%, B 14 1/5%, C 1627%, D 16 2/3%. The correct answer is 16 2/3%. After reducing the salary of a man by 50% and subsequently it is increased by 40%, the loss is A 10%, B 20%, C 25%, D 30%. The correct answer is 30%. 10% of the electorate did not cast their votes in an election between 2 candidates. 10% of the votes polled were found invalid. The successful candidate got 54% of the valid votes and won by a majority of 1,620 votes. The number of voters enrolled on the voters list was A 15,000, B 18,000, C 22,000, D 25,000. The correct answer is 25,000. The sum of two numbers is 2,490. If 6.5% of one number is equal to 8.5% of the other, then the numbers are A 1,025, B 1,158, C 1,411, D 1,735. The correct answer is 1,411. In measuring the sides of a rectangle, errors of 5% and 3% in excess are made. The error percent in the calculated area is A 5.25%, B 8.15%, C 9.12%, D 11.23%. The correct answer is 8.15%. Of the 1,000 inhabitants of a town, 60% are females, of whom 20% are literate. If of all the inhabitants 25% are literate, then what percent of the males of the town are literate? A. 32.5%, B. 33.4%, C. 35.9%, D. 42.5%. The correct answer is 32.5%. If the price of pencil is reduced by 20%, a person can buy 2 more pencils for a rupee. How many pencils are available for a rupee? A. 5, B. 8, C. 12, D. 18. The correct answer is 8. A number is first increased by 40% and then reduced by 40%. What would be the percentage change in the number? A. 12%, B. 16%, C. 19%, D. 21%. The correct answer is 16%. How is a half percent expressed as a decimal fraction? A. 0.005, B. 0.010, C. 0.015, D. 0.050. The correct answer is 0.005. Y percent of Y is the same as 10% of A. Y/10, B. Y/10, C. Y/100, D. Y/100. The correct answer is Y/10. 12% of 980% of 450 is equal to 30% of 225. A. 10317, B. 11115, C. 11717, D. 16715. The correct answer is 16715. 20% of a number is less than 15% of 550 by 10. The number is A. 2152, B. 5772, C. 8072, D. 9252. The correct answer is 9252. Two numbers are less than a third number by 30% and 37% respectively. How much percent is the second number less than the first? A. 10%, B. 20%, C. 35%, D. 40%. The correct answer is 10%. How is 2/5 expressed as percentage? A. 20%, B. 30%, C. 40%, D. 50%. The correct answer is 40%. Out of an earning of 800 rupees, a man spends 60%. How much does he save? A. 140 rupees, B. 270 rupees, C. 320 rupees, D. 410 rupees. The correct answer is 320 rupees. 10% of the voters in an election did not cast their votes. In the election, there were only 2 candidates. The winner, by obtaining 50% of the total votes, defeated his contestant by 1,100 votes. The total number of voters in the election was A. 5,000, B. 6,500, C. 8,000, D. 11,000. The correct answer is 11,000. If the price of sugar falls by 5%, by how much percent must a householder increase its consumption, so as not to decrease its expenditure on sugar? A. 3 3/19%, B. 5 5/19%, C. 7 7/19%, D. 9 9/19%. The correct answer is 5 5/19%. If 10% of A is equal to 20% of B is equal to 1/5 of C, then A, B, C is A 2, 1, 1. B1, 2, 1. C1, 1, 2. D1, 2, 2. The correct answer is 2, 1, 1. 4 liters of water is added to 20 liters of a mixture of a 40% solution of alcohol in water. The strength of alcohol is now A 23 and 1/3%, B 27 and 1/3%, C 33 and 1/3%, D 37 and 1/3%. The correct answer is 33 and 1/3%. By how much is 30% of 80 greater than 56 of 24? A 3, B 4, C 5, D 7. The correct answer is 4. X% of y is y% of A x, B xy, C xy2, D x2. The correct answer is X. When a number is first increased by 10% and then reduced by 10%, the number A 1%, B 2%, C 5%, D 10%. The correct answer is 1%. What is 30% of 30% equal to? A 0.06, B 0.09, C 0.12, D 0.15. The correct answer is 0.09. If the side of a square is decreased by 10%, then its area is decreased by A 10%, B 12%, C 16%, D 19%. The correct answer is 19%. Which number is 40% less than 70? A 49, B 46, C 45, D 42. The correct answer is 42. The price of an article has been reduced by 20%. In order to restore A 49, B 46, C 45, D 42. The correct answer is 42. The price of an article has been reduced by 20%. In order to restore it to the original price, the new proce must be increased by A 23%, B 25%, C 26%, D 27%. The correct answer is 25%. What percent is 5% of 7%? A 51 and 3/7%, B 63 and 3/7%, C 71 and 3/7%, D 79 and 3/7%. The correct answer is 71 and 3/7%. A student who secures 20% marks in a test fails by 30 marks. Another student who secures 32% marks get 42 marks more than those required to pass. Pass percentage of marks is A 25%, B 28%, C 30%, D 35%. The correct answer is 25%. A is 5 times as large as B. The percent that B is less than A is A 80%, B 85%, C 90%, D 95%. The correct answer is 80%. The length and breadth of a rectangle are increased by 5% and 10% respectively. The area of the new rectangle so formed exceeds the area of former by A 14.2%, B 15.5%, C 16.3%, D 18.5%. The correct answer is 15.5%. 40% of is equal to 120. A 250, B 280, C 285, D 300. The correct answer is 300. The income of a broken remains uncharged through the rate of the commission is increased from 3% to 4%. The percentage of slump in bussinedd is A 20%, B 25%, C 30%, D 35%. The correct answer is 25%. 0.05 is how many percent of 40? A 0.135, B 0.130, C 0.125, D 0.120. The correct answer is 0.125. Ram's salary is 20% less than Hari. Then how many percent Hari's salary more than that of Ram? A 18%, B 20%, C 23%, D 25%. The correct answer is 25%. A man's wages were decreased by 50%. Again the reduced wages were increased by 50%. He has a loss of A 20%, B 25%, C 28%, D 30%. The correct answer is 25%. In an examination, 30% of the total examiners failed. If the number of pass examinees were 350, the total number of examinees is A 475, B 500, C 530, D 550. The correct answer is 500.